So on today's comprehensive components, we're looking at Space Hulk Death Angel the card game. So taking a look at the cards, first up we're going to have 36 enemy cards grouped into blocks of 9. So these ones that move on the symbol of the face, you're going to get 9 of them. These guys here who move whenever you get this licking tongue coming out, 9 of them. These guys here who move whenever you've got these claw marks coming out, 9 of them. These guys here who all move whenever you get the tail symbol, 9 of these guys as well. Here we're going to have 2 of these Broodlord cards. You get -1 on the dice whenever they're present, I believe it is. And obviously they both have double symbols and they've got the 4 symbols between them. Here we've got all our Space Marine chapters. I don't know the names of the actual chapters, so I'm going to butcher them all. I'm sorry to tell you this. But we've got Lexicanium Callisterius with his range 2 attack. And Brother Scipio with his range 2 attack. These guys can be Grey Libraries. Here we go. Brother Noctis with his range 2 attack. And Sergeant Gideon with his range 0 attack. These are the Turquoise Hammers. Brother Claudio with his range 0 claws. And Brother Goriel with his range 2 attack. And these guys are the Honeybee Wolverines. Brother Leon with his range 3 attack. And Brother Valencio with his range 2 attack. These guys can be Blood Angels, because it's the only ones I know. Here we go. Brother Omnio with his range 2. And Brother Zael with his range 1. And these guys are Purple Plasmas. Finally, Brother Dinio with his range 2. And Sergeant Lorenzo with his range 2. And these are Blue Leaders. And here we've got each chapter's deck of action cards. So we've got the greys, the greens, purple, pink, the blues, yellows, and the reds. So all of them are saying they've all got 1 attack card, 1 support card, and 1 move and activate. Each has got a number which is used for the activation order and then an effect. So for red, attack is full auto with 17, and Brother Leon can attack up to 3 times instead of just once. Support is Overwatch at 4. At the end of the event phase, each Space Marine may spend 1 support token to make 1 attack. And Onward Brothers 7, as they move and activate, each time 1 Space Marine activates a door, you may place 1 additional support token on the terrain card. Onto yellows, so they attack with Heroic Charge at 18, and that's instead of attacking Brother Claudio, slay up to 3 Gene Stealers, roll a dice, if you get 0, he's slain. They support with Defensive Stance at 2. Each time one of your defending Space Marines spends a support token to re-roll a dice, it misses unless the new roll is a 0. And then they move and activate with 9 at Reorganize. Space Marines are moved to any position in the formation. And then here for the blues, lead by example is their 13. When one of your Space Marines slays a Gene Stealer, place 1 support token any Space Marine. Counter attack for 3 is their support. Each time Silent Lorenzo rolls a skull when defending, the attack misses and slay 1 of the attacking Gene Stealers. It contains a Gene Stealer, it still attacks again. And Intimidation for 11. After resolving this card's action, you may roll a dice, shuffle that many Gene Stealer cards, engage your Space Marines into the smallest split pile. Pink purple guys, they got a Flamer attack card, 14. When Brother Zael attacks, ignore all skulls rolled. Instead, slay a number of Gene Stealers in the swarm equal to the number. Strategize 5 is their support card. After resolving the card's action, move 1 swarm to an adjacent position and move it to the other side of the formation. And then forward scouting is their move and activate at 10. After resolving the card's action, look at the top card event deck and put it back on the top or the bottom. So the greens with their dead aim at 16 when they attack. Each time one of the attacking Space Marines rolls a 4, slay up to 3 Gene Stealers. Number 1 block for their support. Each time Sergeant Gideon rolls a skull while defending, the attack misses. And run and gun at 12 for their move and activate. After resolving the card's action, each Space Marine may spend 1 support token to make 1 attack. Greys have got a Psionic attack card at 15. Each time Lexicanium Callisterus rolls a skull while attacking, he may immediately make 1 additional attack. Power Field 6 for their support. After resolving this card's action, you may choose any swarm. Gene Stealers in the chosen swarm may not attack or be slain this round. Stealth Tactics at 8 for their move and activate. After resolving the card's action, you may discard one card from either blip pile. You may then spend one support token to discard one card from the other blip pile. And then all of our terrain and event cards. So first up, we've got 4 of these Void Locks. And obviously they're all double-sided with exactly the same each side. 2 to 4 player, you go 1C, 2, 3, 4. You got the one for the 5 player, which is 1B, 2, 3, 4. You got one for 3 and 6 players, which is 1A, 2, 3, 4. And you've got one for just the solo, which is just 2, 3, 4. Here we have all the actual locations as well. And you should have 3 of each for every number to randomly select from. So you've got 3 1As, which are going to be the maintenance tunnels, the main corridor, and the service shaft. 3 of the 1Bs. We've got the wreckage labyrinth, cryo control, and lower access way. 3 of the 1Cs. So we got Apothecarian, Core Cogitator, and Munitorium. 3 location 2s, which are going to be Teleportarium, Dark Catacombs, or Catacombs, as it should be, and Black Holds. 3 of the location 3s, so Wrath of Baal Chapel, Hibernation Cluster, and Generatorium. And finally, 3 4 locations, which is going to be Launch Control Room, the Toxin Pumping Station, and the Gene Stealer Lair. And here we've got 8 terrain cards going to locations. We've got 2 for each colour. For the greens, which is the 1 bar, we've got the artifact. Place this card in your hand. You may discard this card after one of your defending rolls the dice to make the attack miss. And all of these are just double-sided as well. We've also got the corridor, which is just a corridor. 2 bars, yellowish, we've got the door. Activate, place 1 support token on this card. When travelling, the current player may first slay 1 Gene Stealer in the formation for each token on this card. And the control panel, which is activate. Use the current location's cards, activate control panel ability. Then 3 bars, the orange, we've just got this dark corner. And we've got the Promethean tank, which is activate. Discard this terrain card and slay all Gene Stealers on this position. Then roll a dice. If you roll a 0, slay this Space Marine. And finally, 4 bars, or the red, we've got the ventilation duct. And we've got the spore chimney. Activate. Roll a dice. If you roll a skull, discard this terrain card. Finally, we've got our event deck here. They're all the same. Title of the card, what its effect does, what you'll spawn Gene Stealers and when they move.
Almost at the end of the video now, but I'm just going to add a quick apology because this was one of the first videos ever recorded, but that was well over a year ago and it's just been sat in the editing room. And as a result, I've actually lost some of the data without realising. So I've filled it all in, so it's all correct. This last bit's just a bit back and forward anyway, that's all it is. With these event cards, they're all numbered 1 to 30 on them, so you'll know if you're missing any. But I'm going to count them down in order from 30 to 1 basically. So we start off with number 30, Rescue Space Marine, which is Instinct. Choose a Space Marine that has been slain belonging to a non-eliminated combat team. Place the Space Marine card at the bottom of the formation facing to the right. This has a major spawn in orange, major spawn in red, and then the claw ones move.
Temporary Sanctuary. Instinct. Choose a swarm of Gene Stealers. Shuffle all cards from the chosen swarm into the smallest blip pile. Major red and major orange, and then move the claws. Enter formation. Each time a player resolves a move and activate action card next round, he may first place one support on any Space Marine. Major orange and yellow, and move the claws.
Event 27 is Secret Door, which is the first of all the identical events and is exactly the same as the next one, Event 26.
We've got Secret Route. If there's a door terrain card in the formation, place 2 support tokens on it. These got yellow arrows, which is a major spawn. And then they've got orange and green, and they'll move the claws. Quick Instincts. Instinct, choose a Space Marine. He may immediately make one attack. Major red, major orange, move a tongue. Second Wind. Instinct, choose a Space Marine. Each time he rolls a 0 while defending next round, the attack misses. Major yellow and red, and move the tongue.
Event 23 is Cleansing Flames. Instinct, choose a Space Marine and roll a die. If you roll a skull, slay 2 Gene Stealers engaged with him of your choice. This is a major spawn in orange, a major spawn in green, and the tongues move. And then the next 2 events are identical, 22 and 21 full scan. Instinct, choose a blip pile. Discard the top card of the chosen pile. Major spawn in red and yellow, and the tongues will move.
Rewarded Faith. Instinct, choose a Space Marine. You may discard any number of support tokens from him to slay an equal number of Gene Stealers engaged with him. Major green, minor red, and move a tail.
Events 19 and events 18 are identical again. For my Battle Brothers, Instinct, choose a Space Marine that has at least 1 support token, if able. Discard 1 support token from him and 1 Gene Stealer engaged with him of your choice. Major spawn in red, minor spawn in orange, and the tails move.
Gun Jam. Instinct, choose a combat team that did not reveal an attack action this round. Next round, they may not play an attack action card. Major yellow, minor red, and they'll move the tails. Gun Jam. Here we go. Major yellow, minor red, move a tail. Resupply. Instinct, choose a Space Marine. Move all support tokens from him from all other Space Marines. Major red, minor yellow, and then move the faces.
Another pair of identical cards, 14 and 13, Stalking from the Shadows. Instinct, choose a Space Marine with at least 1 support token. Discard all his support tokens. Major spawn in red, minor spawn in green, and the heads will move.
Chaos of Battle, change every Space Marine's facing. Spawn red and yellow, move faces.
11 is an identical copy of Chaos of Battle. 10 is Outnumbered. Discard all support tokens from each Space Marine that is engaged with at least 1 swarm. Minor spawn is in orange and red, and claws move. In this case though, it's got the curve arrow, so instead of moving adjacent, the swarm will move to flank the current Space Marine. 9 is Evasion. When a player resolves an attack action card next round, he may only attack with 1 Space Marine of that combat team instead of both. Yellow, minor spawn, red, minor spawn, and heads flank. And number 8, they're everywhere. Spawn 1 Gene Stealer in front of each Space Marine that is not engaged with a swarm. Minor spawn in orange and red, and the tails will flank.
Psychic Assault. Instinct, choose a Space Marine and roll a dice. If you roll a 0 or 1, it's slain. And then spawn red and orange and flip the tongues. So the swarm, place your Gene Stealer cards into each blip pile from the deck. Minor spawns, yellow and orange, and they'll move the tails.
Event 5 is the swarm again, almost identical, except now the movement is flanking with the tongues. Out of thin air for event 4, Instinct, choose a Space Marine, spawn 2 Gene Stealers behind him. Minor spawn orange, minor spawn red, and the claws will flank. And then out of thin air again at number 3, almost identical, except we've got the heads moving on this card instead.
Flanking maneuver. Move all swarms so that they are behind their engaged Space Marine. Minor red, minor orange. Surrounded. Instinct. Choose a Space Marine, move all Gene Stealers from every position to the chosen Space Marine's position. And it just minor spawns red and orange.
So the rest of the contents of the box, we have the 6-sided red die of doom, numbered 0 to 5 on the faces, with the 1, 2 and 3 face also having a skull depicted. 6 different cardboard tokens, each having a picture of a different combat team, but identical backs, so the original way you could use to randomise the team you'll choose. And just 12 support tokens as well included. That's all the contents of the base game, and we know it's out of print, so there won't be anything else added. All the expansions are also featured in other videos. Following the links above, on the left you can keep going about the game, and on the right you can go for the series. Otherwise, thanks for watching and hope to catch you soon.